friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a video and show some tarot pairings with the Oracle of Echoes, which I just received. If you hear tapping in the background, that's Abby, my dog, wandering around on the wood floors. So I actually found several decks that I kind of liked together with the Oracle of Echoes. I don't generally use Oracle decks on their own. I don't know, it's just kind of not my thing. I kind of like to pair them with tarot. You know, I use tarot on its own, and then I'll also sometimes pair Oracle decks with my tarot readings. So these are not actual readings or anything like that. I just thought I'd put a few cards out from the Oracle of Echoes, for example, and then show some of the pairings that I kind of liked. And hopefully this is all in frame. I'm still, as someone with kind of a new channel, I'm still sort of working out. I'm still sort of working on getting things kind of centered in frame. It's not, maybe not, I'm always the best at it here, but hopefully this will be enough to sort of give an idea of what these decks sort of look like together. So I'm not, like I said, some of the cards might ultimately be a little out of frame, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm hoping that, you know, you can see enough of them to kind of get a feel for you know, the combination. So this is the Sacred India Tarot deck. And it's actually one of my favorite decks. I just think the artwork is absolutely amazing in this deck. And I bought a copy of it quite a while ago, and I trimmed it. So it would normally have a fairly thin white border. That's what the backs look like. And I've, you know, I've just taken the borders off of this deck. And I think it actually pairs really nicely with the Oracle of Echoes. There's, they both have kind of this sort of like dreamy, kind of, sort of like a watercolory sort of effect. And I really enjoy them together. So that's deck one. And just in general, this is a fantastic deck. I don't really see people talking about it as much. I don't think it's readily available in the US. I actually had to order a copy from the publisher in India, but it really wasn't a big deal. You know, shipping is pricey. It's coming from India, but it only took a week to get here, which I thought was pretty amazing. It comes in a really beautiful large box. It has a really detailed book that comes with it, so definitely worth the weight, which is not much at all, and worth the money. This is the Zilich Tarot. It's a mini deck in a tin. This is also a deck that I trimmed, and it's also a deck that has a kind of watercolory, sort of, you know, dreamy kind of effect. And I thought it actually, even though the cards are smaller, I thought it actually paired quite nicely with the Oracle of Echoes that you can see for yourself here. And this is another one. This is a really inexpensive deck. It had keywords on it, and that's what I ended up trimming off. I don't really like keywords on decks. I think that this was one that had keywords on it, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe not. Maybe I'm confused. But in any event, yeah, it's a fantastic, it's absolutely just a fantastic pairing, I think. And like I said, it's a really inexpensive deck. Pretty readily available anywhere. So some of the decks I'm showing today, you know, are maybe not super rare, but maybe a little harder to get a hold of. But I did include several that are, you know, kind of readily available. Another one I kind of liked together with the Oracle of Echoes is the absolutely fantastic Nosotros Tarot. This is, I believe, a Brazilian deck. Yeah, Brazilian. That I actually ordered from the creator in Brazil. So that one actually did take like quite a while to get here, but it doesn't really matter because the wait was worth it. This one's just a fantastic deck, and I kind of liked the way it looked with the Oracle of Echoes, so you can see for yourself. But it's another one that has sort of a dreamy, I don't know, I find the art to be kind of dreamy and beautiful, and I thought it paired fairly nicely. This one's a little more expensive. It's an indie deck, so and like I said, I'm not aware of anywhere to get it in the US. I just ordered it directly from the creator in Brazil. I had to send her an email, and she got back to me so I could send payment and go from there. But it's this one's definitely worth the wait. I love this deck in general, paired, unpaired. It's just really a magical deck. And if I can get it to go back in the box, we can move on. Another one that's readily available and not very expensive is the Tarot of the Spirit by Pamela and Joyce Eakins. And this is another one of my favorite decks. I trimmed this deck. It's another kind of watercolory style deck. And I trimmed off, this one had keywords for sure. I think the Zillage did as well. But this one had keywords, and I did some trimming, and I ended up taking off some of the titles and putting on my own numbering system with the element. I left the keywords on, even though, I kind of generally prefer to take them off, but it's just kind of the way it worked out, because I wanted the majors, I wanted the titles on the majors, and the keywords were at the bottom instead of the top. So, but I think it worked out fine. I love this deck. It reads really beautifully. It's a really, it's a very intuitive deck to read with. And I am just in awe of the style. I think the artwork it's one of the prettiest decks out there, personally. I just think it's amazing. So, but again, it would have white borders on it, and it would have text at the top if you buy a copy of it. But it's nothing the guillotine can't take care of. So that's that one. And then I have two more. Both of them are fairly commonly available. So this one is the Golden Wheel Tarot. And I actually really like this deck. It's beautiful artwork, like very Slavic inspired artwork, but I just don't find I reach for it that often. I mean, I'm not really exactly sure why, to be honest. I don't know. I just really don't. I think it's very pretty, but I just don't always grab for it. But I actually thought it looked very nice with, and paired nicely with the Oracle of Echoes. So that's an option. And then I have one more to show you. I know a lot of people pair decks kind of based on the way they read together and the different energy of the decks, and I do to some extent as well. I haven't spent a lot of time doing readings with any of these combinations, yet. I just got very excited when the Oracle of Echoes came, and I kind of went looking through my decks to see what sort of match sort of visually and energetically. And here comes Madame Luna. You are not supposed to be up on this table, young lady. We're gonna have to have a chat about it later. Get down. Cats, what are you gonna do? So the final deck is the Fountain Tarot, which I think is another really beautiful offering. This is really lovely. This is, I think that this was originally a Kickstarted deck, but I have the, you know, the mass market copy of it. And I think this one, even with the borders, I haven't trimmed this one, but I think even with the borders on, it pairs really nicely with the Oracle of Echoes. So yeah, there you have it. Just some ideas for where to start. I really like the depth that an Oracle deck can add to a tarot reading. Like if you can find decks that work well together, I really enjoy that. Like I said, I don't often reach for the oracles on their own, but especially for larger spreads, I think that putting, you know, your favorite oracle deck and a tarot deck that works really well with it, I just think it works. They can work really nicely together, and the oracle can give just a little bit of extra something to the readings that I personally really enjoy. And this deck, I mean, I'm just completely in love with this deck. I think the artwork is amazing. I just think I am just a big fan of Ana Tourian and her amazing artwork. I think she just has a real eye and a real sense of intuitive artwork. I mean, that hope card, there's just so many. I could pick out like 8,000 cards in this that are just amazing to me, but just that pearl, that beautiful like pearl in the vortex. Anyway, I could gush over this deck all day long, but I think I'm going to wrap it up here for now and remind you to please subscribe to my channel and like my video, and come check me out on Instagram. It's crossroads.cardslinger. And I will be back soon for some more videos. I have a copy of the Tarot of the Divine on the way, and the book, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that deck. I have been waiting for that and following the creator's process for a really, really long time. That deck's taken a long time to come into being, but I just think it's going to be worth it from what I've seen. So that should be here soon, and I will definitely be doing a video of that. I'm going to trim that deck. So also, if you're interested, you know, in seeing me do some trimming on that deck, check back, please. Or hit that little bell thing that tells you when videos are available, because after I do a little walkthrough of it, I am going to come back and trim the borders off of that one. I think that deck is made to be borderless. I'm excited about it. So thanks for checking out my video and stopping by my channel, and have a wonderful day.